This is the NDS Sonar, and in this video we're going to be covering connecting it up, the basics of using the sonar, and once you've found that spot on the lake bed, how to rewind and pinpoint exactly where you want to fish and save that spot to the app. So let's get into it. So first things first, if you've ordered a integrated sonar in your NDS boat, this step isn't for you, you can simply skip it. But if you've ordered the add-on sonar, listen up, because this is how you fit it to the boat and everything you need to know about assembling it. So in the box, you're going to get your sonar, there's a clip, and also your aerial, along with a mains USB plug to allow you to charge it as you'd expect. So first step, screw your aerial onto the top of your sonar, like so. It's pretty straightforward really. And then what you'll have is a clip that allows you to then mount that onto the side there. So this clip will just sit over the top of the battery housing there, and then your sonar can slide on top of it like so. So let's quickly fit that on there. You don't have to take the handle off to fit this clip. You can simply fit it over where the widest part of it is and slide it down. I like to have the sonar right at the very front of the boat, as that's where I have fitted the cutout slot for my hopper. And then you simply slide it in there, and that is the sonar fitted. Straightforward as that. Okay, for this next step, you're going to want your phone or tablet, depending on which you've got the NDS app installed on. So you want to make sure that your sonar is turned on. It's a long press on the sonar device itself, and the LED will illuminate. And if you've got the integrated version, you just have to turn the boat on and the sonar will turn on with the boat itself. Next step is to open up the NDS app. So my boat's probably going to beep now, showing me that it's connecting up. There we go. And as you can see on my screen, I've already got some spots marked from when I've been fishing with this earlier today. So to connect the sonar, you want to tap the NDS logo in the top left-hand corner, where it'll then give you the option to connect NDS Sonar. So you just want to tap that. Then you're going to want to turn off your mobile data, as this can cause disruption between your phone and the sonar itself. So when you've done that, you want to click check status and then connect NDS Sonar. When you're connected up to the Wi-Fi of the sonar device, you just want to enable your mobile data again and then click I've done it. Then click back, and that is your sonar all connected up to your phone or tablet, depending on what you're using. Something that's really important to make sure that you're doing whilst you're using the sonar and even the boat is to check that there's no other Bluetooth or Wi-Fi devices trying to connect to your phone, as this is going to cause you issues and disruption between the data transfer between your phone and the sonar, and also the Bluetooth between your boat and the phone, as the boat itself uses Bluetooth to connect to the app while the sonar uses Wi-Fi. So make sure that you've got nothing interrupting the connection between your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth from the boat to the sonar, and you'll have no issues with connectivity. So once everything is all connected up, chances are it will say NDS did not touch the water at the bottom of your screen. That's simply because the transducer at the bottom on the sonar has not yet touched water. As soon as it touches water, it will start transmitting data to your phone, and you'll start to see the sonar data coming across the bottom of the screen. So with that all connected up, let's get out on the water and show you what the data looks like as it comes across onto your app. So with everything connected up and the sonar reading really nicely to the phone, I'm just going to drive the boat across to that far corner there, where I know that the lake depth does change to around 4.5 foot. I'm just going to show you on the screen the data that I'm looking at. And as you can see, it's all quite shallow at the moment. It's 1.6 feet. And there's not many sonars on the market that will work in depths as shallow as that. So it's showing me 1.6 feet there. And I know that it starts to slope down the further we get into that far bay. So as you can see, it's got to around 2 feet now. So it's only a very slight change in depth. But the further into that bay over there we get, the deeper it's going to get. And as you can see, we're in 2.6 feet of water, going down to 3 feet, now 3.9 feet, and still going down at that. And as you can see now, it's coming back up. So as you can imagine, this lake bed's not the most inspiring, and if you're wanting to know what you're looking for in terms of weed and holes in the weed, let's have a little look at some other screen footage now, and I can talk to you about what you're going to be looking at and what you want to see on your screen. What you're looking at on screen here is a great example of a really weedy lake that I visited last month, and when I say weedy, there was not really many clear areas at all. But using the boat and using the scanning option, which I'll go into more detail in another video, we managed to locate a few clear areas that we presented a rig on and actually had a bite off the next morning. So as you can see, there's lots of peaks there as the weed grows towards the surface of the lake. As I say, it was really dense weed in the majority of the areas. However, we did manage to find a few clearer areas, and we just persisted with the scanning to find them. There's not always going to be clear areas when you're looking, but persistence pays off, and if you keep on looking, you will find it. It's no different to if you're leading around and looking for a clear area, you will eventually find something that you're happy to present a rig on, and this is no different. So keep on scanning, keep looking for those nice solid yellow lines on the lake bed. You want to be looking for the flatter areas and nothing with lots of little peaks or spikes, as that's going to be debris or weed on the lake bed. So a flatter area with a nice solid colour, that's going to be the kind of area that you want to present a rig on, rather than these sort of peaking weed beds that we're looking at currently on screen. So there we go, that's a nice bit of footage of some very weedy lakes, and hopefully you'll find some nice clear areas by persisting with the scanning if you're on such a weedy water. So as you can tell, the lake bed from here to where I've just sent it isn't the most varying. It only very slightly drops, and there's not a great deal of weed because that seems to have all died off. There's been quite a bad algae bloom on this lake, so the weed has generally died off. But if there's lots of algae in the lake that you're on and you're not getting a clear reading because of the algae in the water, you can combat that by going into the settings, and you can change the sensitivity of the sonar to either filter that out or at least reduce it on your screen to allow you to see the lake bed a bit better and not give you any false readings there. The sonar is reading perfectly, and you're starting to get this isobath map on your screen as well, that the data collected then builds up in front of you. To record the data that you're transmitting from the sonar, it's really easy to do. So you just want to click the save icon, which is in the top half of the screen, and click record. You just want to save this as whatever you want to name it, and then it started recording. So then you can map out all the features in front of you here, and then once you've done that, you simply click on that icon again and click save, and that will then save the data that you've got. So you've sent the boat out there, you found lots of spots that you like the look of, or areas that you at least like the look of, but you've not marked them when you've sent the boat out. Now you can do this by using the replay option on the sonar itself. So to do that, you click the save icon where all of the information is saved of all the trips that you've done with the boat, provided that you've recorded this data, and you click the replay option. So you click the replay option, and that allows you to basically scroll across all of the sonar data. So you can simply, using your finger, move it left or right, and that will show you all the different areas of the lake bed that you've already looked at. Now the icon on the screen will be shown as a blue circle with a plus in it, and that's basically where your boat is in relation to where the sonar data is showing at that current point. So if you want to then go and then save that data, you can hold the screen down and then you can mark that spot as whatever you'd like it to be. So you can retrospectively go back without having the boats in the water and mark spots using the sonar data, and that'll allow you to then look at different areas of the lake and potential places that you'd like to present a rig, or anything that looks interesting to you, so you can actually have a feel with the lead for yourself as well. So that's how you go back and rewind through your sonar data. It's really easy to use, and it's a great tip for if you're not wanting to keep putting the boat out there. You can just do it from the comfort of your bivvy. Another note about when you're using the sonar is if you don't like the colours that it's giving you, you want to use a darker colour palette or NDS's own colour palette, you can change that in the settings as well. So you just go into the settings in the top right, so you might need to slide the bar to the right on the very top where it will give you the settings for the sonar, and then you can click the background that you want to use, so whether that be dark, and then that will start to come across over your screen as a darker pattern, or you can use the light, which is the one that I prefer. And NDS has their own color palette as well, which you can select that. And that seems to have a lot more blues on it as well, showing that there's harder areas. So if you don't like the colors on the sonar, you can change them, and hopefully you can get better readings for yourself by doing this. So as you can see, the sonar's working perfectly as it should, sending the data to your app for you to be able to see. You're now ready and fully connected up to go to your lake and find spots for you to fish on.